Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me. This reading is for water signs, for Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. If that's your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign, you are in the right place. All right, water signs, we are in Aquarius season, which sounds like it would be a water sign, but it's not. It's an air sign. So Aquarius season is ruled by air, and water signs, you are ruled by water. Air and water are a good mix. Water is very malleable and fluid, and wind, air can really help be a driving force for water. And if you think about it from a scientific perspective, air is technically a part of water. Oxygen, H2O, you know? All right, water signs. Remember to take what resonates and leave the rest, as this is a general reading. And give your rising and your moon signs a check as well. And if those are all in water signs, you really are in the right place. So let's take a look at your February 2020, your Aquarius season for the first 3 weeks, and Pisces season, the final week of February. So you got some of your element in this month. So that's exciting, water signs. So your first card of the month for February 2020 is Justice. And we go into the Page of Cups for the end of that week, followed by the Two of Swords, followed by Strength, followed by Judgment, followed by the Page of Wands. Then in the final week, and here we are in Pisces season, we have the Six of Swords. And to finish off the month, we have the Ace of Cups, water signs. Alrighty. So let's take a look here. You guys and girls have a lot of major arcana here, which is some big themes hitting almost every week except for the fourth week. So I feel like you're gonna have some big themes coming up for you during Aquarius season, water signs. And then also something else that I noticed is you have a couple of pages here. So I'm interested to see how all of this plays out for you, water signs. So you start the month off with Justice. Justice is a major arcana card, so this is a big theme here, water signs, okay? This is about balance. Justice is all about balance in your body, balance in your spirit, balance in your emotions, balance in your material world, balance at work, balance everywhere. And maybe some of you are also have like court or gonna be dealing with the justice system this beginning of February 2020. And that's also considered bringing the scales, bringing balance into your life. And also what I'm hearing for you water signs is this also might just bring up general interest in things like this is so funny. Like you might be really more into like judicial content, if that makes sense. Like Law and Order, or movies having to deal with true life stories, just maybe things of a more political or court stories, things like that might be of a high interest to you in the beginning of February, water signs. I don't know. It just goes along with your general theme of balance, how things work out, how balance is restored, and how you can do that for yourself. I'm hearing for a lot of you, this is going to come through in diet, especially, and making sure that you're hydrated, really, maybe some detoxing going on, maybe some special diets, and some realizations that certain things that you've been maybe imbibing in are not healthy for you. So really kicking off February 2020 in this theme of balance. Okay, water signs. And then at the end of that month, we have the Page of Cups, which the Page of Cups is telling me, I feel like you're going to be getting some messages from some unlikely places, like things that you didn't expect, or maybe things that you have looked over or even taken for granted. I feel like there's going to be important messaging that comes forward in these things, and you're really going to start to see them in a new perspective. And because of that, there's going to be a lot of growth for you. Okay, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. You're going to see things in a new way. I think you're going to see people in new ways. And I think that this is going to bring about signs in a new way, or messages in a new way for you. This could also be an opening or a deepening within your intuitive self, and really allowing for intuitive information and intuitive messages to come through in a way that's not scary. It's more like familiarizing yourself with this, okay? So that's cool, water signs. Then into the second week of, what month are we in? February? Yes, February, Aquarius season. We have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords traditionally represents a crossroads, something that you really need to feel into. This blindfold is really standing out to me in this card for you, water signs. It's really about feeling what direction you need to go, and not like looking at things on paper, you know, like just using this as an example. Maybe you've been offered 2 different jobs, and one job on paper pays more, has better benefits, just it looks really good, and the other job might not look as good. Maybe it doesn't pay as well, or something isn't as fantastical as that other position. But that, what I'm getting is, it's about really feeling the difference between the two, and not just taking things at a like visual or how they look perspective. This is about how you feel about things in your heart, and how that is pulling you, how that is guiding you. So really getting rid of this whole idea of like, well, that looks better. This is about what feels better, okay, water signs? And I think that really mastering that, or really getting in touch with that place in which you feel things over how you see things, the end of that week, I think you're going to find a very special magical strength in that and within yourself. I think that this practice is going to really bring about a lot of self-trust and trust in your relationship with the universe, and how you receive things, how you manifest things, and how you create your reality. This second week of February, I'm getting, is just really, really important for you, water signs. This is a big time of transformation for you, and how you work with your intuition, and how you allow your heart to be your guide instead of how things look. This is about coming out of the third eye space and the mind, and about coming into the heart space, and really feeling the attraction, feeling the connection, feeling into things. That's your theme for the second week of February, water signs. All right. So now for the third week of February, my water signs, we have Judgment. Ooh, jumpy Judgment. So Judgment, okay, so you're doing this really great work the second week of February. Also, I just want to mention that that's the full moon in Leo, the beginning of the second week for you, about really feeling. I think that there's a lot of heat in this full moon for you water signs. This is about things rising to the surface, and not, I just keep getting this. It's not about using the eyes to see, it's about using the heart to feel, and how this energy rises through you. I think there's going to be a really big amplification and, like I was saying earlier, transformation for you water signs during this full moon in Leo. Okay, so after that, the aftermath of this transformation might bring about some judgment. Because maybe you get some like really big download and you like know what you want to do, or know like there's some real clarity there for you available during the second week, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And I'm getting like, don't be so quick to share. Like, if you really in your excitement start to share that download or the things that came through for you during that full moon, it could really affect your confidence level about actually carrying those things out. So maybe don't share right away. You don't have to subject yourself to judgment from anyone else. And even if you do decide to share and people start judging you, don't listen. This is about you and your connection to your soul and to what you know is really real and true for you. This is not about anyone else. This is about you. So don't let anyone else's opinions wreak havoc in what you know is the right path for you, or what you feel like you need to really do in this life. And I think once you move through that, and again, this is a big theme. Judgment is a major arcana, and we've moved from strength, which is also a major arcana, at the end of the second week, and feeling really empowered, into feeling really judged, or possible. It could even be you putting judgment on yourself. Be careful about that one too. I couldn't possibly. How could I afford? Where am I going to get? I couldn't do that even if I thought I could. All of that stuff. If you turn out to be your own worst enemy, this is something that you really need to address in this time of judgment, so that you can move forward and know that, like, being in complete trust with yourself. Because the Page of Wands is saying at the end of that third week, you're going to have a new perspective. You're going to be able to really start bringing things to fruition for yourself right away from this download that I'm getting, that you are going to be experiencing the second week of February. I don't know, water signs, you get in the downloads that week. You're getting that information. You're getting that intuitive information. So really, the third week is about clearing judgment, moving through judgment, or not allowing it to affect you, even from yourself, and moving into a place of really seeing how things could be created in your tangible world, says the Page of Wands. And the page is like a younger energy, so you're new to this. So maybe it's some trial and error needs to go down, maybe some planning, maybe some phone calls need to be made, but you're ready to start bringing these downloads or this information that you've been receiving at the end of the third week into reality, or start making some moves into actual concrete this world reality things. All right, water signs. So then the beginning of the fourth week, so now we've moved into Pisces signs. We are in your element, and I love that the Six of Wands has come up because there's so much water in this card. For water signs, which is perfect. You're in Pisces now, which is ruled by water. But I feel like this could also, when I'm hearing for you the beginning of Pisces season, water signs, it could get really a little emotional for you water signs. But I'm getting that there's a certain comfort in that. Like you've been kind of waiting for this emotional release or this emotional energy to come forward, because you haven't been so emotional through Aquarius season. And as a water sign, you're used to being really like not ruled by your emotions, but there's a certain level of comfort in being an emotional being. And I feel like there's more intuitive discovery and more call to, like, the justice at the beginning of the month is about actual action and balance. And so now that Pisces season has started, and this is also the new moon in Pisces, I think that this emotion is really going to come in very strongly for you water signs, and this is going to be a good time to maybe, because you're mid-process with something, says the Six of Swords. I feel like the swords are usually represent the challenges in life, and with all this water around it, I feel like it's going to be an emotional challenge for you at the beginning of Pisces season, water signs. So you're going to be mid-process with something, and maybe it was something that you kind of put on the back burner through the beginning of February, and it's just kind of, it's come back to the surface again for your attention. And this is just something that you're, like I said, mid-process with and need to address the beginning of the 4th week during this new moon in Pisces. So we move to your last card for the month, water signs, which is the Ace of Cups. Again, more water for you, water signs. So whatever you were mid-process with emotionally, the beginning of this 4th week of February, the beginning of Pisces season, and the Pisces new moon, strong emotional stuff coming up. Again, I feel like by the end of that week, once the new moon in Pisces is over, you're going to feel a substantial shift. You're going to feel a substantial change. You're going to feel like a new beginning in, since it's the Ace of Cups, in your emotions for the end of the February, the end of the 4th week, before you wrap things up and go into March. So I feel like that new moon in Pisces energy is going to just really bring some stuff up for you to release, to clear, or to recognize or to see within yourself, as the end of the month is going to really be about a new beginning emotionally for you water signs. Okay, so let's just do a quick recap. We have Justice here to start the month off, which is a major arcana card, and it's all about balance. Balance, balance, balance. All the things balance. And we have the Page of Cups, which is seeing things from a new perspective and receiving messages and signs from some things that are very unexpected or unexpected sources. And then we have the beginning of the 2nd week. We have the Two of Swords, which is also during the full moon in Leo. And this is about being at a crossroads, having a big decision to make, but trusting your heart over your mind. Trusting how things feel instead of how things look, and finding strength in that. A new beginning, a new chapter for you, okay? Water signs. And then I feel like that Judgment life is going to start creeping in the 3rd week. Just if it's you or anyone else that you're experiencing judgment from, this is the time to work through it, because you really are going to move forward with the things that you received in that 2nd week, when during the Leo full moon, during this time of a great information download for you, it's time to start really making and bringing that into this reality, or thinking about how that's going to start being made in this world. Then for the 4th week, water signs, we have the Six of Swords. Mid-process, something with your emotions is going to come up. That Pisces new moon is really going to trigger something for you water signs, but it's about realizing what you're mid-process with, because there's a new beginning coming for you because of that with the Ace of Cups. Okay, water signs. I want to thank you guys all so much for joining me this month as we explored your February 2020 with the tarot and some astrology and the new moon and the full moon. If you enjoyed this reading, which it's more of a general reading, I have individual readings by sign on my Patreon page. So if you'd like to get a little bit more in depth on your astrological sign for $8 a month, you can become my patron on Patreon and get all of that exclusive content. And then check out my other tiers on Patreon. I have some really great offers on one-on-one time with me that I only offer to my patrons on Patreon. So, and the link to my Patreon page is just below in the comments below this video. Check it out. And then if you would like a one-on-one reading just for you, for yourself, you can always hit me up through my website, or if you have questions or comments or want to reach out to me, hit me up through www.tarotbymegan.com. Yeah, everything is there. So thank you, water signs, again for joining me, and I'm wishing you the happiest, healthiest February 2020. See you guys next month. Bye.